Hey guys, Harman back for another review. So I just showed you the Batman Begins figure from NECA Toys, and of course there is one other to go with that, and it's the Harley Quinn from Arkham City. Now this figure is recently released as a quarter scale, and this 7-inch scale is pretty much the exact same thing with a couple little differences, but the box in particular is the same. And you can see it's done in that same box that we're pretty much used to at this point for this DC line. And if you do have the Joker from the prior, from last year's DC figures, he should look really cool next to her. Alright, so on the side you got these cool little pictures of her, two different ones. You can see her with the gun and with the bat. The front's got this really cool render from the game. The bottom has just the credits for NECA and DC. And then on the back you can see another picture with the gun and the bat and a little bio. Alright, so let's go ahead and take her out of the box, get a closer look. So here she is out of the box. Let's go ahead and get a nice close-up of the head sculpt. Alright, so here's the head sculpt on Harley, and I really like this. I think they've done an excellent job here. Instead of giving us that standard like giggly or like open mouth expression, they gave us more of like a little bit of a neutral face sculpt, and she's got this kind of like innocent look going on, and I really like that about her. And the actual head sculpt's very realistic looking. It's not very cartoony or like overly done, so I'm really happy with that. You also do get the articulated hair pieces just like you did on the quarter scale version, which I think is really cool. And then you have this like really neat little like dog collar here, and you can see the part is really well done. A couple different colors, you have the red and the black for the pigtails, so very cool. And I really like the makeup they've got, kind of like these black around her eyes, and I think the QC on this head sculpt is really well done. Torso is really well done too. I really like these little tattoos that she has on here. You can see like the Joker on a playing card here. And I like this little piece on the back. Looks like she actually has a little Harley card as well in addition to the Joker one. You got this like little straps in the back here. You can see some more detail on that dog collar. She's got this like bustier type of piece that she was wearing, like a corset, and you can see the bra peeking out there again in the two-tone red and black. And looking at the lower part of the figure, you can see even more details here. I like this little belt. It's kind of got this like little rock star type of style to it, and I like this little chain. It is a real chain as opposed to just a piece of plastic. The hands have this really cool like bracelets and different gloves with the little diamonds she typically has on her outfits. And then you can also see, of course, she has them on her pants. Just really good details and overall in the clothing. And you can see the boots, pretty like tall boots, pretty much past the knees. And again, you can see the little like diamonds on the thighs, opposite colors on each side. And then the boots are really nice. You really don't see the articulation too much in them, so it does look like one piece. And you can see like a little bit like a platform type of heel on here. So yeah, great details overall in this outfit. It's also worth noting that even though her boots have like the heels and she's pretty thin, she actually stands pretty well. Alright, now going over the articulation, it's pretty good. You know, you have the full head rotation here. Showed you already, but the hair is articulated, and it honestly moves pretty well. It doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything. You got some pretty good up and down here. She could look down pretty far, and she can look up decent amount. You really don't have the hair hindering anything here, and if it is, you can just kind of knock it out of the way. You can get a little bit of tilt on here. Alright, and then the arms go out really far. She's got great articulation in there. You got the elbow, single hinge elbow, swivel it also. And she's got the twist at the wrist. She can't really cradle the wrist much, but there is a little bit of up and down in here. You can twist the waist here, and she does have a bit of an ab crunch. And you got to hand it to them for the way this is articulated. You don't see any cuts in here at all. They've kind of all hit it underneath this different like piece here. Her legs can go out pretty far, full split. She can go out decently far with the kick. Single hinge knee. And she has full rotation in her ankle here. You can go side to side, up and down, no issues. So yeah, really good articulation overall for Harley Quinn. Alright, so the first accessory you get is these two Uzi machine guns, and they're pretty basic with the paint apps, but there is cool details in here, and it is different on both sides, but these are the exact same gun. And then you also, of course, get her Harley baseball bat, and this is done really well. The actual portion here has that kind of like candy cane type of look to it. And then you can see the handle has like a nice wear on it, so it's not just like fresh. So I really like that. And then the top has a little bit of like, looks like some kind of like metal piece maybe. So yeah, definitely a little bit of highlights on here, and it's the same right here. It's almost got like a bracelet across it. And I really like that this is a hard plastic. This isn't like going to be warped or anything in the package. So much better than the DC Collectibles version. And in the box you get these two hands. They're pretty much like gripping style hands. And then you can see again the diamonds are opposite on both sides. You get the red diamonds on the black glove and the black diamonds on the red gloves. And then the other hands that I've actually already put on her, they're really nice to have this like open hand. So it's kind of like more delicate, you know, for Harley, so I like that. And then you also just have another like gripping hand for the right side. Alright, so here she is holding the bat, and I like that that other hand has that opened position, so you can kind of get her in a two-handed pose. Changing out Harley Quinn's hands are really easy, probably easier than most. You can just barely pull it out and it'll pop right off, and then just put the new one in. It stays in there really well. And once you change that left hand out, you can kind of get her in another two-handed pose, and this one she holds it just a little bit more firm. And here she is holding both the machine guns, and you can see she actually gets both the trigger fingers into the trigger part. So very cool. And again, I love the hair that can blow back, makes for some really cool posing in like an action style pose. Alright, so for the first comparison, here she is next to the Batman Begins Batman, and this is also the exclusive this year for Toys R Us, in stores only. And they definitely stand really good together. She's a little shorter than him, which she should be. So yeah, great figures. Alright, and here she is next to last year's exclusive. This is the Dark Knight Heath Ledger Joker, also in a 7-inch scale, made by NECA Toys. And I really like these two together. Alright, and here's the NECA Harley Quinn from Arkham City next to the Mattel Harley Quinn from Arkham City. And you can see a huge difference here. Now, it's worth noting that the bat in her hand is the NECA one. It's not the original. The original is like this real bendy rubber one. But yeah, this NECA one is a huge improvement. You can see the faces are completely different. The Mattel one's a little too big, and the hair is very, not very detailed looking. So yeah, this NECA one's way better. Alright, and here's the Arkham City Harley in mourning next to the NECA Harley. And the scale's a little weird. This DC Collectibles version should be in 7-inch scale, but it's a little bit shorter. But yeah, I still like the NECA one a lot better. But it is cool that they gave the DC Collectible ones a real chain as well. And I do like the little different makeup she has. And here she is next to the Linda Hamilton Sarah Connor figure from Terminator. And for the last comparison, here she is next to the 6-inch scale Movie Masters Batman from Batman Begins. And that's made by Mattel. And you can see the difference in 7-inch and 6-inch scale. Alright, so that's my review. All in all, I'm definitely happy with this figure. I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan, so it was nice to, you know, have NECA actually give us a different Harley Quinn figure as opposed to the same DC Collectibles and Mattel. Pretty much already seen all they can do. I really like the head sculpt of this figure. It's probably my favorite part. It's something about that like innocent look that I think she just really looks great. Very realistic as compared to the video games. So I think they've done a really good job with that. I like the weapons. You think you get a pretty good array. You get 2 guns, a bat, and then you get the 2 hands. So the accessories are just enough. I like that they kept the articulation. The hair would be really good for different poses, especially if you have a flight stand. And I like that the baseball bat, they went with a harder plastic as opposed to that gummy, rubbery type of plastic. So it didn't get warped or anything like that. Really like that. I like the box that it comes in. It's pretty much the same as the quarter scale. And overall, it's a great figure. The only thing I'd say to watch out for is I did heat up the wrist a little bit. They were kind of tight when I took it out of the box. Had a little bit tough time, you know, twisting the wrist. So I did heat it up just a little bit. Also, her legs. I did pop the right one out by accident, but it went back in just fine. So as far as the QC on this figure, I see no issues. I heard a little bit of a thing about sloppy paint on some of them, but it's not very common, and it kind of happens with any figure. So just like with the Batman, you know, if you see multiples in the store, pick the best one you like, the one you'd be happy with. If you have a question or comment, please leave them. Please like the video and please subscribe. And until next time, guys.